Have you ever wondered how in the world do people trim anything with scalloped edges? Well, I'll show you. The key to anything with an altered rim is a foam bat. I just absolutely love these. I also love them for plates. They're great for anything that's shallow. So if you can see here, what I've got is a piece of foam that is cut to the same size as my bat. And really, I just take some slip and I swipe it on that bat and then I stick the foam right on top of it. So I never really glue it down. I just use the slip as my glue. And then I take a Sharpie and as it's spinning on the wheel, I draw my lines. So I'll get some perfect circles. That way it's very easy to center. And then I just apply when I'm actually trimming. My left hand is pressing down. You can see here how my left hand just sits right on the top of my piece. You always want your hand on top of your piece anyways, no matter what you're using to trim. You also want to make sure both of those hands are touching, right? So I've got my hand on the top. This is just keeping that pie plate from flying off. And then my right hand is getting everything nice and trimmed. They're both working together, but they both have their own job to do. So you can see I'm just flattening the bottom now of the pie pan. With a pie pan, I don't want it to have a foot. I want it to bake super even. And if I have the bottom nice and even, that is going to help it bake so nice and even. And then I'm going to have a nice crisp pie shell instead of having anything where it's soggy and gross. So I always have the end, whatever I'm going to be using it for, in mind while I'm making it. That's going to really help it to be a good product in the end. So I'm going to clean up the sides here. And I can see I got it a little off center. So fixing that, making sure it's right back where it needs to be. And if you're having problems with that, say it's slipping around a lot on your foam bat, all you have to do is slightly, and I say this with grace, when I say slightly, I mean just slightly. Just barely give it any water at all. Put a little bit of water on either the foam or on your rim, and that is going to create a little tackiness, and it's going to make them both stick together a lot better. So this is a little on the dry end. I kind of wish this pie pan would have been a little bit wetter, but I just waited too long to trim it. Not a big deal. It's still going to work out great. So when I get the bottom and the sides done, I almost always will bevel that bottom corner. I don't want anything sharp. I want this to feel really nice when people go to pick it up. And having that edge beveled really does make a difference in how it feels. So I'm going to do that. Just make sure it's these. I like that bevel a little bit thicker than what I normally do. I just think it looks good on the pie pan. So I always give it a pretty good bevel. And then in order to make sure this baby is going to sit flat and not rock, I make sure you can see light right under a straight edge. So I'll take a ruler, I put it across the bottom, and right in that very center, if your straight edge is sitting on it and it's not touching your sides of your piece, you know you need to trim more in the middle there. But if you can actually see a light down right in the very center there, then your piece is going to sit perfect and it's going to work out really nice for you. So once you have all of that done, if you know me, you know I'm going to throw in some stop rings. I think these little rings on the bottom of your piece really just make everything look a little bit more crisp and finished. I pretty much always, I don't want to say always because there's always an exception to that rule, right? But I will put these in on most of my pieces. It really will give me just an idea of where I'm going to put my wax. It helps the glaze not run onto the foot, and it just gives it that nice finished look. So I really like to add that. And then, of course, you need to apply your chop. I just recommend before you ever take your piece off of the wheel that you sign it. Signing your pots is so important. I just truly believe in it. If I went to buy an expensive piece of art and it wasn't signed, I would think twice about buying it. So here's our finished pie pan. The colors just reminded me of maybe a blueberry pie, so I'm liking that. And it's just fun, right? Just fun, scalloped edges, and a pie is going to be perfect in this. It's going to be delicious. So if you enjoyed this video and you want more, like and follow so we can create together.